do you deal with that?
I try and push myself. I think, when it ended and we moved away, being kind of in a space where there's no one can find me has helped a lot. But that also means that I have to take the steps, like trying to go shopping alone and trying to go on walks and, doing things like that to try and step out of my comfort zone.
In terms of like your comfort level, if 10 has been you feel fully safe all the time, where do you think you're at the moment, like today?
A 3. It sounds bad, but it's still I have like a drape over, like a tape with a thing over my window. And I got something delivered to my house from a stranger today, which was kind of a little shock. So, those things still happen. I think that's why I'm very always feeling unsafe.
Are you seeing someone about this, or how are you kind of trying to improve and get that back to a 5, 6, 7?
Yeah, I was seeing a therapist when it was happening, and probably up until middle of last year, and then I kind of stopped going. And now, because I find talking about it does help, but you also have to actually take the steps to kind of get out of that comfort level. Now I've been kind of just doing things to try and make it better, like going on walks with my dog alone, and just little things like that have helped a lot.
That sounds like it's definitely, as all of us could imagine, being a massive journey for you. In terms of your relationship with social media and stuff, where is your head at after something like that happens?
I think it made social media a very negative place for me, and I kind of resented it for a while. I went ghost on social media from November 2020 until just recently. And I felt so bad because it's something that I should be so grateful for, because, I have all these supporters and I have all these opportunities. It's a guilt to feel resentment towards it, but I also can't blame myself,
How has that experience and all of your experiences with social media and those comments and people influenced your relationships today?
Yeah, it's definitely difficult, especially with relationships, boyfriends, girlfriends, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's really made it difficult, especially because my last relationship, we decided to make it public, which, it's because I want to have a normal teenage life. I want to be able to post my partner, and I want to be able to appreciate them and do what all these normal teenagers do. But once you do that, especially when most of your followers are guys, my previous partner was getting a lot of death threats and a lot of hate. And especially when we ended, it was just, they still bring it up to this day, which is so uncomfortable because you don't want to talk about an ex online, and they make up their own little narratives to what happened between us when neither of us made any why we ended public, but they want to just make up these rumors. And it's just so hard to be so public in a relationship.
Is your experience something that other creators go through you've spoken to? Or do you feel like yours has sort of been pretty unique?
I think in terms of the stalker, it was unique, but in terms of high school and relationships, I feel like a lot of influencers have the same experience, especially with having no privacy. I know a lot of girl TikTokers do deal with that as well as guys, but when you're a girl who has mainly guy followers, it can be a little more creepy people who are very obsessive. So I find that a lot of them that I've talked to have had very similar experiences.
For those who have had any creepy people try to intimidate them online or in person, what advice would you give them?
I think if it's something that worries you, don't be afraid to tell your parents if you are younger, or even if you're 18 or 19, don't be afraid to tell your parents. Or if there's threats, don't be afraid to get authorities involved, because I know sometimes when it was very hard to tell a parent because it's such a topic that you don't really want to talk about with your parents, right? But you shouldn't be afraid to.
Is it that easy to hack someone's Instagram?
No, so he practiced on video recording, which is really dumb because now we have the evidence that he did it. Him calling my service provider, pretending to be my dad. And he convinced the person that he was on the phone with to give him my SIM card. So when you have someone's SIM card, you're basically holding everything in their phone. So he didn't need he was in my emails, he was in my texts. He didn't need anything to hack it. It was already signed in pretty much.
What happened to the guy who gave it to them?
Did you change companies or phone?
Yeah, we did change companies, but they let him in like 3 times. They let him into mine twice and into my mom's. So we were very mad because we even told them, we were like, you better put a privacy thing and like a little note on our account. And eventually got to the point where we have to make our accounts as if they don't exist. So if we want to get into our accounts, we have to do all this like weird stuff to like get into it because it's like we don't exist on the internet.
I know Harry and I were like putting together, some questions before and stuff. And the thing we love about these conversations is they always have interesting turns and stuff. This is crazy that this happened. And SIM swapping, like all these new terms.
Is there any other like crazy things that have happened in your life that are like this, or is this just...
Yeah, I do have some good stories. I remember after the stalker thing happened, we had to get cameras like all over my house because a lot of people knew where I lived. And I think the funniest thing was watching people like go up to my bedroom window and like look inside and like try and run away as if we don't have cameras, or like people coming to my door and like being like, hey, is this person home? Or I remember one person sent 40 pizzas to my house
40?
almost every single week. Yeah, and it was
That's free food. Free food.
yeah, and well, actually, it wasn't free because we'd have to pay for it. So he didn't like prepay. So when it came to us, we'd have to pay for it or be like, you gotta go, and we're wasting all these pizzas. But on the little notes, they'd have like receipts, and written on the receipt would be like, hey, I love you from Germany. And I was like, what? Why are you sending me pizza? I mean, one Valentine's Day, I think it was last Valentine's Day, someone sent me Pandora. And honestly, I wish you didn't know my address, but I do appreciate it.
That must be the weirdest gift. I guess with like navigating the future, like, is social media something you want to do for ages? What's your plan with this?
I don't really see it as like a career that I'm going to like do for the rest of my life. I think it's been, especially after everything, I'm trying to treat it as just something to do for fun, because I find when I feel too pressured to post or too pressured to do something, I won't do it. So I try and just treat it as like a little side hustle and like a fun thing to do, if I'm bored or I have time. But I don't see it as a career, I don't think.
What do you see as a career for you?
I want to be a therapist. I really want to help people.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I think especially after everything, I want to help people for sure. I definitely want to help teens and stuff. I know like especially with everything like COVID and who knows how long it's going to last. I know it's affecting a lot of people, and that's why I kind of want to get into this to, kind of help whoever I can.
How do you stay grounded? What types of things do you do? Is it just horse riding? What else are you doing?
I think horse riding has definitely always been kind of my number one thing to do. Whenever I go to the barn, I can just put my phone away and hop on my horse and, do my little thing. So it's always been very relaxing for me, except for when she ran me over. But we don't blame her. It's okay.
Wait, what?
Oh, yeah, that's another. I did get ran over by my horse. We were going around a corner, and she kicked something with her back legs, and her whole like front of her body went down, and I went like flying, slapped the ground, and then it was either she runs into the wall or over me, and she chose me. So she stepped on my wrist and then on my thigh. So I have this like 6 scar on my thigh now. Like it's so cool, but it hurt a lot.
I don't know about you, Harry, but I feel like my life has been like so protected and sheltered, like I've been wrapped in bubble wrap after hearing all these stories.
I wanted to ask you, Ava, what do you think about yourself?
I see myself as a very positive person, and I like to take pride in the fact that I can say that I'm a strong person. I've gone through a lot, and I've been able to still stay positive regarding everything that's happened, and I take pride in that, I think.
I would have deleted social media and everything like ages ago. And not just that though, like, it's bigger than social media, because I feel like life throws us a bunch of curveballs. We go through relationships that put us through trials, experiences. And like, unfortunately for a lot of people, those experiences sort of derail them, and they don't find their way back to like trying to like live life to the fullest. But you're doing that, so that's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I think it's really easy to find comfort in being sad, because it is comforting for a lot of people. And it's easy, you know, I could have gone off the rails when that all happened and just got into like this really bad mindset or started doing bad things. But I'm very lucky that I had a lot of support to kind of keep me off of that, you know.
Who is someone that has helped you the most? Is it a family member or like a friend that's like just been there for you?
It's definitely Gabriel.
Shout out, Gabriel.
Yeah, no, he's been my best friend since I was in like grade 10. And we FaceTime like every day. He knows everything about me. I know everything about him. And he's just been very, very supportive through everything. And he's always stuck with me. There's never been a time when he wasn't helping me through something.
That's awesome. And Harry, who is someone that's been supportive for you?
I think my family for sure has been there for me. I think I have a good friend group as well. Like Will is really supportive, and him and I have really long chats and there. So shout out Will on the other mic.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
What about you, Will?
Claps.
You better say me. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, Harry already knows. Love him. I think people who support me, I think when I think of that question, I also think of like role models that I have in my life. And for me, like role models are people that I know. My dad's been really supportive. And, you know, both my parents have been. You know, looking back, it would have been hard for them to see the vision. I've always believed in me. So props to them.
Ava, what are you excited for this year in 2022?
I have found a lot of peace this year. Like, it's been so nice and so easy for me so far. And I'm just really excited to kind of be able to do the things that I love more often, because considering like high school and everything that happened afterwards, it was very hard to find time for myself and very hard to do things for myself. So I'm just really excited to kind of, you know, go see my horse more often, be with my friends more often. It's also like my gap year, so I'm not in school right now, and I kind of have all this time to do what I like and, you know, travel maybe, that kind of stuff.
That sounds fun.
I really want to go to Greece. I've always wanted to go. Maybe Italy. It's really pretty there. I love Europe. I think it's gorgeous.
If you can work on one part of your mental health right now, what would it be?
I think confidence. I think I still deal with insecurities, even though they may not be as bad as before, but I definitely want to work on kind of being more confident in myself.
What traits are you looking for, you know, in the people you surround yourself with, if you were like to try and manifest it right now?
Very accepting. Communication is very important to me. People who can communicate and like, you know, kind of bounce off you when you speak, outgoing, social, like those are the kind of people that I can really click with. Just nice people, nice, genuine people. That's, you know, where I'm going for.
Love that. Well, I hope the next year brings you so much success, and I hope you get to go to Greece soon.
Thank you.
And yeah, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you. So, Will, I really liked that chat with Ava. I think, firstly, I learned a lot. Like, I really got a different insight into how someone's life and the different experiences that she's had, because they're so far from what I've experienced on social media. I think that I can't necessarily like relate to it because I've never experienced it, but I can understand how beneficial that chat was, because I was able to learn the signs and the things that people do online and how you need to be so much more careful when doing things online and being active online and having an audience online. Like, what she had to go through was so stressful and would have given her so much anxiety that I couldn't understand how to deal with that. And now by having that chat, I really do understand how to navigate those situations if they ever were to happen. What was the biggest thing you took from it, Will?
Again, I mean, I think this is just such a sort of unique situation that she found herself in. That said, I'm sure that there are people in the world that have experienced sort of, you know, someone not wanting to let you go or like not wanting to give you space. And so I think the point she made about, you know, she went to her friends and she confided in them and that really helped her through it. I think that could help some people, because I think out of that, there's a lot of similar experiences that you could use that for. And so whilst you may not be getting stalked, it could be like an ex-partner or something. I think some of the ways she went about that was really positive. It's really cool to see her sort of starting to go through this journey of pushing her outside, you know, her comfort zone. I can only imagine what she'd be feeling. And I think I just learned and grew in empathy after hearing it, because it's never something I've experienced either. And I think this is probably the first time on the Really Mental show that we've had a situation that we actually have not been in.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think I've just sort of took those overarching things and how she reacted to the situation and the trigger. I thought that was really cool. And I just think that she's really inspiring for going through that and still being able to have a positive outlook on life. Everyone, thank you so much for listening to this episode. Make sure you share this with a friend if you think it could help them. Subscribe to Really Mental and follow us on our socials, Really Mental Podcast. Again, if you like this, please rate it 5 stars. I truly believe Ava's story and her journey was a 5-star journey. It's worth that for sure. Get ready for next week. We have an incredible musician coming on next week, Lexi Jade. So make sure you stay tuned for that. We just shared a secret with you, so hopefully you can keep it. We'll see you then, and thank you for your time.
Even when you lose all hope, you go deeper than you've gone. Hold on till you can't no more. Really meant to.
Just want to let everyone know that we have an Amazon AMP show every Sunday at 7 p.m. PT and 10 p.m. ET with amazing guests similar to the podcast. Please go check out the Amazon AMP app and follow us at Really Mental. I just want to end this episode today, Will, by talking directly to the audience, saying if you guys are struggling, Will and I aren't professionals in this field. We're just telling our experiences through stories and kind of just sharing what we've been through. But if you are really struggling, we do highly suggest going to see a therapist and professional help, because they will be the ones that can really help you in your situation.
Of course, feel free to share your stories with us and DM us. We want to know what you're going through, but make sure you take the time to speak to a professional, because that's going to give you the most help. That said, we hope that these stories and the people we've spoken to can really help you on your journey to finding that right person, whether it's a therapist or that friend to talk to about it. Make sure you take the time to do that.